Today's species does not come from South America. It comes from Central America, but it is one of my personal favorite cichlids of all time. I grew up watching my dad keep, raise, and breed this fish, and I got to see the different color variations of this particular fish. So today, I am going to talk to you about the Parachromis Managuensis, also known as the Jaguar Cichlid. The Jaguar Cichlid is perhaps the most commonly available Parachromis in the aquarium hobby, and it is a really cool fish. It is relatively aggressive, but it can be kept with tank mates, and it will do well with beginner fish keepers, provided that they know how large this fish gets and that this fish is really aggressive. So today I'm going to share some interesting facts about the Parachromis Managuensis Jaguar Cichlid. I'm going to share how you can keep and care for the Parachromis Managuensis Jaguar and much more. And I'm also going to showcase fish keepers, photos and videos of their Jaguar Cichlid. And to start today's video, I have a video of my personal Jaguar Cichlid that I have in my 125 gallon at the moment right now. So before we do that, I would like to remind everybody that is watching this video, if you have any questions on Jaguar Cichlids, I will happily answer them. All you need to do is post your questions on Jaguar Cichlids in the comments, and I will gladly answer them. You could also share your experience and your knowledge and your thoughts on Jaguar Cichlids by posting them in the comments as well. So with that being said, let's get this fun show started, and we're going to start it the way I like to start my species profile videos, and we're going to start it with a video of my current Jaguar Cichlid that I'm keeping and raising. This Jaguar Cichlid was given to me by my friend James Anthony, and he is doing really well. Let's check out my Jaguar Cichlid to get this show started. Really good video for you.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't stop. Just give it up. Don't
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that was my Jaguar Cichlid, and that is a video of my Jaguar Cichlid to get this show started. Right now, I want to talk about why I personally like the Jaguar Cichlid. Like I said earlier, I grew up as a fish keeper. My dad was keeping fish way before I was. And I grew up to my dad keeping various monster fish. And one of the species my dad kept a lot was the Parachromis Managuensis Jaguar Cichlid. And my dad had a male and female pair that lived quite a while. They lived about 2 or 3 years, and they spawned very frequently. And I was very interested in the Jaguar cichlids, and they were one of the first fish that I ever kept. I remember to this day, it was a red devil and the Jaguar cichlid, the first two fish that I got when I got my first aquariums. And it's the coloration patterns on the Jaguar cichlid that I find most interesting. I love the black and white coloration. They look like the wrestler Sting, and they also look like the Raiders, which is pretty cool, even though I'm not an Oakland Raiders fan. But what is really cool about this fish is that they have a ton of personality. They will get to know their owners, and they're just like an Oscar. They're very big, they're very boisterous, but they're a little bit more aggressive than an Oscar. They can and will attack other fish. They will defend their territories. But I've had success having tank mates with them, and we'll talk about that on today's show in a little bit. But what I really like about the Jaguar Cichlid is as it matures, its color only gets better. So what you get as a 2-inch juvenile is not going to be the same result as a 12-inch adult. The Jaguar Cichlid goes through an amazing transformation from juvenile to adult. And we're going to see that later in the video when I showcase some of these Jaguar cichlids. And the last thing that I like about the Jaguar cichlid is that they are extremely easy to keep. They are relatively hardy. They can adapt to just about any water parameters. And really, the only thing you need for the Jaguar cichlid is a very large aquarium, proper filtration, clean water, and a place for them to hide, and they will do really well. So let's learn some facts on the Parachromis Managuensis Jaguar cichlid. Did you know it is known as Managuensis because of Lake Managua in Nicaragua, from which the holotype was obtained? And I know a lot of you are probably saying, what the heck is a holotype? I wondered the same thing, but I did a research before the show. And a holotype is basically the very first wild caught specimen that was caught, studied, and examined. So the very first wild caught Parachromis managuensis came from the Lake Managua in Nicaragua. Did you know Parachromis managuensis is the most commonly traded species of Parachromis, which is its genus, and it is greatly valued among the aquarium trade. Aquarium hobbyists love the Managuensis cichlid, and for good reason. It is a awesome Central American cichlid full of boisterous personality. It gets to a good size. It is a really cool fish to have, especially if you're looking for a cichlid with black and white color and personality. Did you know the Jaguar cichlid occurs in the Maquicu National Wildlife Refuge? Now, they appear there with other similar species. The Dovi cichlid can be found there as well as other Central American cichlids. And my last did you know fact is pretty cool, but it's an invasive species where I'm going to tell you guys about. So, did you know Jaguar cichlids can be found living right here in Florida rivers, lakes, and ponds? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can actually go out in West Palm Beach, Miami, Lake Worth, anywhere in South Florida, throw a fishing pole and a fishing line and catch a jaguar cichlid. They have a population here that is most likely caused by aquarium releases. But the Managuensis are thriving here. There are plenty of them. So if your fish store doesn't have Managuensis, maybe you can go to one of the lakes and ponds and rivers and take a Managuensis out of there and out of the wildlife. But that is pretty cool. Other species that live here in South Florida include the Amphilophus red devil, clown knife, etc. But we'll save those for a different show. All right, so let's get into our species profile now and actually learn about the Jaguar cichlid. The scientific name for this fish is Parachromis Managuensis. A very, very cool fish. And yes, it is one of the fish that I actually know the scientific name. Common names for the fish are Jaguar cichlid, Managuensis cichlid, and Gupati. I don't know how to pronounce that last common name, but it goes by that name as well. Also as Jaguar, Gupati, and some other common names as well. But the most popular common names you'll find for the Jaguar cichlid include Jaguar, Managuensis, cichlid, and the Gupati and other names. But pretty cool fish. The most popular common names are Jaguar cichlid and Managuensis. So, their native area, their natural habitat. So the natural habitat is from rivers and lakes of Central America, where the waters are murky and thick with vegetation. They're only found in the lakes and rivers of Honduras and Costa Rica. Pretty cool that I'm actually talking about a fish species outside of South America that I really, really love. And this is one of them, the Parachromis Managuensis. And that's what's beautiful about our aquarium hobby is that we can keep fish from all over the world. So let's talk about full grown size. This is very important when considering keeping a Managuensis. This is a large cichlid, ladies and gentlemen, so be prepared for that. The male Managuensis cichlid can reach 18 inches in length, sometimes even up to 24 inches. That's 2 feet if they are given proper space in a large aquarium. A male Jaguar cichlid could get 18 to 24 inches, and the females will get about 12 to 14 inches. So that is a pretty big cichlid, similar to the size of a Oscar. So the recommended tank size for a Jaguar cichlid is a 125-gallon aquarium and larger. Obviously, the bigger the better because you want room for your Managuensis to grow. So a 6-foot aquarium is a good starting point, but obviously the bigger the better because as this fish grows, it may get territorial. Especially if you want tank mates, I definitely recommend a really large aquarium. So 6 feet and up, and you will be good to go to keep the Parachromis Managuensis. So aquarium care for the Managuensis Jaguar cichlid. This fish is really easy to keep. It prefers neutral pH, so you're going to want to keep the Jaguar cichlid in a pH of 7.0 to 7.4. The temperature should be anywhere from 74 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. You're going to want to have superb filtration because this is a fish that loves to eat. It definitely loves to eat, and it will continually eat until it has a big belly. So this fish is going to produce a lot of waste. So you're going to need superb filtration to handle the waste of such a large fish. But other than the pH being neutral, 72 to 74 degrees Fahrenheit, and having superb filtration, this fish is really easy to keep. Make sure that you have places for the fish to hide. So make sure there are hiding spots in the aquarium. You can use driftwood, you could use rocks or cave work. Just provide a place for your Jaguar cichlid to hide, and it will be a very happy cichlid. All right now we're going to go ahead and take our commercial, which is being brought to us by Little Egypt Club and founder Jeremy Stellhorn. When I come back, I'm going to answer my friend Steve's question about sexing Jaguar cichlids, and then we'll talk about tank mates for the Jaguar cichlid and feeding diet of the Jaguar cichlid, and then I will show some images and videos of the Jaguar cichlid. So stick around, there's plenty more to come right after this quick word from Little Egypt Aquarium Club.
The following message is brought to you by Jeremy Stellhorn and Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Get our awesome aquarium products and find out how to save 10% using coupon code ALEX.
Hello, I am Brandy Cardinale the Beagle. I'm here to introduce Aqua Alex, and he has a special message. He's going to tell you a place where to get high-quality aquarium supplies and how to save 10%.
Hey everybody, Aqua Alex Cardinale here. I've got a very special announcement for you. My buddy Jeremy Stellhorn has an online business called Little Egypt Aquarium Club that specializes in aquarium supplies such as driftwood and Bucko Cave and also tropical fish food. Little Egypt Aquarium Club provides aquarium hobbyists with the specialized tropical fish food and aquarium supplies. I personally recommend repashy tropical fish food. Little Egypt Aquarium Club has plenty of repashy. You can find repashy Community Plus for all your community fish, and you can even find repashy Morningwood for your royal plecos and your panicu plecos that need wood in their diet. LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com, your home for all sorts of aquarium supplies and tropical fish food. Be like Aqua Alex and purchase repashy for your aquarium fish. I have predatory fish, and even they themselves love repashy. And get this, I, Aqua Alex Cardinale, love saving money when I buy quality aquarium products. I'm here to help you save money. So when you purchase from LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com, I'm going to give you a discount code so that you can save 10%. All you need to do at checkout is use coupon code ALEX to save 10% on your order. That's right, to save 10% on your order, just use coupon code ALEX. LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com. Every purchase helps Aqua Alex, and it will help you as well. So go to LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com, place an order, and use the coupon code ALEX to get 10% off. Now, back to the tropical fish chat. So definitely check out LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com. Check out their supplies and get a discount by using coupon code Alex. All right, we are talking about the Jaguar Cichlid. And before commercial, we talked about why I like the Jaguar Cichlid. I shared some facts, and you got to see my personal Jaguar Cichlid. And we briefly talked about the species. We still have a lot more to go. But if there's anyone that is tuning in now and you have questions about the Jaguar Cichlid, or you want to share your personal thoughts or your personal experiences, post them in the comments and I will answer them. So let's dive right back into our fun show. Shout out to my friend Steve Aquatics who was watching the video. Thank you, Steve, for watching. And Steve has a couple of great questions. The first question is, how do you tell the difference between male and female Jaguar cichlid? In all honesty, sexing the Jaguar cichlid can be pretty difficult if you're not trained. And I certainly am not a trained expert on sexing or venting the Jaguar cichlid. That's all up to my dad. He was very good at that. But he did leave notes for me in case this question was brought up. So I'm just going to read the notes that he gave me. I have them saved on my WordPad. I was actually going to talk about this towards the end of the show, but we'll talk about it now. So my dad says, until the Jaguar cichlids are mature, they are very hard to sex since they display the same dark stripes. So, as juveniles, a male and female will have dark stripes. And oftentimes, when cichlid hobbyists go into a fish store and they say they want a male jaguar or a female jaguar, that is why there's no guarantees. Because even the fish store owners aren't sure which is a male and which is a female until the jaguar gets some size on them. So as the male matures, he will, however, lose his dark stripes. And the male jaguar will also be much bigger and larger than the female. And he'll have dark speckles on his body against a gold background. Also, the male jaguar is much prettier and more colorful than the female. And a female will have a smaller body and dark stripes. However, venting is the only sure way to determine gender with smaller Managuensis cichlids. So if you want to sex a jaguar, you're probably better off waiting until it's about 6, 7, 8 inches, and that way you will know for sure. When it comes to breeding Jaguar cichlids, it's pretty simple. My dad recommends buying at least 4 and growing them up together until they get about 6 or 7 inches. And make sure you put a piece of clay or some sort of structure that they can breed on. And if there's a pair in there, a male and female, they will pair up and become really aggressive. And that's when you'll remove the other Managuensis in there and just keep the pair by themselves and raise the temperature a little bit. Make sure you're feeding them brine shrimp, bloodworms, and other high quality protein foods. And you're doing the water changes and the water is good and the water is crystal clean. That will help them breed. So after you have the male and female and they've paired up, it's all on them. The breeding is done by the fish themselves. Once the eggs are laid, you can leave them do their own thing. If they live, they live. If they die, they die. Or if they're not fertile, they're not fertile. Or you can help the process, but I have no idea how to do that because I particularly am not about breeding fish. I'm more about enjoying, keeping, and growing and raising the fish that I have. So that was a great first question, Steve. So his next question is, can you keep live plants with a Jaguar cichlid? I'm sure you can, but the jaguar is a boisterous, large fish, so he's going to have no problem uprooting those plants and causing havoc in the aquarium. But if you're up for the challenge of constantly replanting those plants, then I think it would be fun. But he probably will uproot them, toss it around the tank, and have a lot of fun. He'll think of the plants as a toy, which is pretty cool when you think about it. You think about a fish playing with something as a toy, and it is pretty cool. But I have never seen anyone keep live plants with jaguars or even dovi. So my guess is that they would destroy it. That's probably why. All right. So let's talk about feeding. Feeding is one of my favorite things when it comes to fish keeping. Now, the Jaguar Cichlid is a cichlid, and cichlids never refuse food. When I tell people about their new cichlid, I tell them it's healthy if it eats, because a healthy cichlid will never refuse food. So, what I recommend feeding the Jaguar cichlid, since it's an omnivore, and omnivore means that they eat both meat and plant matter. So, it's really important that we provide the Jaguar cichlid both meaty and planted foods. So, for meat, you want something that's protein and good for the jaguar. So I recommend raw market shrimp, tilapia, and earthworms. Those are the three staples that I use for all my fish, especially the omnivorous cichlids. Now, you can also feed them high quality pellets. There is New Life Spectrum. Those are high quality. Omega 1 has shrimp pellets and color pellets out there that are very high quality, and I highly recommend them. And of course, you can't go wrong with the Hikari cichlid pellets. Those are really good for those that are on a budget, and I like the Hikari cichlid pellets. I don't think there's anything wrong with them from my personal perspective. So pellets are great. Of course, you could do frozen food. You could also do occasional live food like the earthworms, live ghost shrimp, things like that. Stay away from the feeder goldfish because they cause hole in the head and they can cause a lot of parasites and illnesses for your gorgeous jaguar. And we definitely don't need that when we're caring for a beautiful fish like the Parachromis Managuensis. Now, for the vegetable side, that's where you can feed spirulina, brine shrimp, which Akari makes, which is a great fish food. You could also feed other quality fish food companies have like a pellet that has vegetable and meat in it. And one such example, I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. Omnivorous Delight or something. It's from one of the fish food companies, and I use that currently, and that is what my Red Terror and my Jaguar are currently eating right now. But like I said, feeding a Jaguar cichlid super simple, and they'll eat just about anything. Now, this is where it gets controversial. A lot of fish keepers are going to have mixed opinions and different opinions about whether or not the Jaguar cichlid can have tank mates. So we're going to talk about tank mates right now. The most important thing to remember is that the Jaguar cichlid is a relatively aggressive and territorial fish, and they get large. Males 18 to 24, females 12 to 14. So with that, you are going to require a large aquarium, at least 6 feet or more. Now, I've had success every time I've kept a Jaguar with tank mates, and here is what I did. I made sure my tank was established with other fish before I got a Jaguar cichlid. That way, they would be territorial instead of the Jaguar cichlid becoming territorial. So, if you were to get tank mates, I would recommend other large growing cichlids and fish with similar personalities. Some good tank mate ideas would include firemouth cichlids, convicts. Amphilophus red devil is a very controversial tank mate. Red devils can often fight with jaguars, but I've had success. I'm having success doing it right now. Red terror would be a good tank mate. Oscars can be iffy with jaguars, but if the Oscar is already in the tank when you introduce the jaguar, it may work. You just have to keep in mind that it may not work. And then for ditherfish are used for large aggressive cichlids to draw them out of hiding and get them more active. For ditherfish, you could use silver dollars. It could be Mentinus, Mylius, etc. You could use tinfoil barbs, bala sharks, roseline sharks, etc. And then for catfish, you can do any kind of catfish. An armored catfish like a ripsaw would be perfect because it has the black color, but keep in mind they get big as well. You could do a Raphael cat, four-line pictus, vulture cats, etc. So basically anything that is too large to be eaten would work. Just make sure they get large and they have similar personalities and they can handle being chased around by the jaguar. Now, here's the thing. When you add a jaguar to your established tank with its tank mates, it's going to get used to the tank and it's probably going to get territorial within a month. So always keep that in mind. When we are keeping aggressive cichlids, we should always have a spare aquarium handy in case we have to move an aggressive fish into another aquarium. But generally speaking, as long as you keep them with similarly tempered fish, you should be good. All right, now it's my favorite part of the show, and now it's time to feature some images and videos of the Jaguar Cichlid. The first image I'm going to show you is a Jaguar Cichlid that was one of the first that I ever had. It was the first Jaguar Cichlid that I raised to over a foot. And this is him in his juvenile stage. Isn't he such a gorgeous fish? I got him at 3 inches, and this is him at 3 inches, and I raised him to about 14 inches until my friend took him from me. And then here is another Jaguar cichlid. I believe this is a male Jaguar cichlid. And as jaguars mature, they become beautiful, as I talked about earlier on in today's show. This is a very gorgeous male jaguar. Here is another jaguar, a beautiful fish here, very, very cool looking. And the final image I have for you is another Jaguar cichlid, very, very cool fish in my personal opinion. And now I've got two videos I'm going to play of Jaguar cichlids, and then we'll wrap up today's show with my final remarks on the Jaguar cichlid. Very cool fish. They look intimidating, don't they? They look like they're going to attack you and kill you, and that's what I like about the Jaguar cichlid. Here is the final video I have. Very gorgeous Jaguar Cichlid. This has been an amazing episode. It's time for my final remarks on the Jaguar Cichlid. If you're looking for a cichlid that has black and white color, is aggressive, has personality, and is boisterous, then you definitely need to consider the Parachromis Managuensis. Now, if you're looking for a Dovi, but your local fish store has a Jaguar cichlid in stock, I definitely would consider getting a Jaguar. They have all the similar traits of the Dovi, except when it comes to aggression, it's turned down a little bit. It's turned down a notch, and your chances of having tank mates with the Jaguar cichlid is much higher than the wolf cichlid and the Dovi. As much as I love the wolf cichlids and I love the Dovis, I probably will never keep them because they are a fish that are better off in a single solitary aquarium because of their aggressive nature. However, with the Jaguar cichlid, you have a higher chance of getting tank mates to live with your Jaguar cichlid. Now, Jaguar cichlids are relatively inexpensive. It just depends on their size ranges. For a juvenile Managuensis cichlid, around 2 to 3 inches, you'll probably pay about $12 to $15. As they mature, the price goes up. 4 to 5 inches can be $25, and anything above 6 to 7, you can expect to pay $50 or more. But when they hit that 6 to 7 inch range, they become gorgeous, a very beautiful fish. All right, that's all I have for you on the Jaguar cichlid here on this species profile edition of Aqua Alex Live. If you have any further questions on the Jaguar cichlid, please let me know in the comments and I will make sure to answer them. It was an honor and a privilege to talk about my favorite Central American cichlid, the Parachromis Managuensis, with you. I really love the Jaguar. And I want to say thank you to my friend, James Anthony, for giving me the opportunity to keep and raise another Jaguar. And this one, I'm looking to raise to adulthood, so I can't wait for that. So before I end today's video, I do have a couple of announcements. My next species profile is actually taking place tomorrow night, Wednesday, May 11th, 2022, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. I'll be talking about a rare silver dollar species known as the hard belly pacu and the silver pacu, and that is Mylosoma. So tomorrow night, join me to learn about the Mylosoma silver dollars, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Start submitting your questions for the May 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A. Email all fish keeping questions to Alex Go Yankees Cardinale 19 at gmail.com. And I will ask your fish keeping questions, or I will answer your fish keepers questions on the May 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A. And this month's edition of Aquatic Wetline is going to be centered around South American cichlids. My co-host Steve Aquatics and I welcome back South and Central American cichlid lover James Anthony for a discussion on South American cichlids. I'm going to let my promos do the rest of the talking for those videos. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale, for more fish keeping videos and all the other content that I have for you here on my YouTube channel. Enjoy the fish keeping hobby, enjoy your fish, and if you don't have a Jaguar cichlid, consider getting one. Happy fish keeping, everybody. Hey fish keepers, it's Aqua Alex Cardinale here, and I'm inviting you to be a part of the May 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A, where I, Aqua Alex Cardinale, will answer more freshwater and saltwater tropical fish questions. The May 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A airs live Sunday, May 22nd, 2022 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on Aqua Alex Live and the legendary Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. I will answer any and all freshwater and saltwater tropical fish questions. I have experience in both freshwater and saltwater, and I look forward to answering your questions. So, email your tropical fish keeping questions to alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. Get those questions in right now so I can answer them on May 22nd on our Fish Keepers Q&A. Your questions can be in a video format. You can take a video in front of your aquarium asking your questions, or you can just simply send me an email with your questions. Also, email me your photos and videos of your fish and aquariums so that I can show it off in the Fish Keepers Show Off on the Fish Keepers Q&A May 2022. So email your photos and videos of your fish and aquariums to alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. This month I have some interesting topics for the Fish Keepers Q&A. I'm going to talk about how to have a predatory community aquarium with aggressive fish and how to do it successfully like I do. I've got a black wolf living with the Managuensis cichlids, Oscars, etc. So I'm going to give you my best advice. And the second topic is going to be on treating and preventing it. And lastly, this month is going to be special because I'm going to show off the fish that I got from exoticfishshop.net and from my local fish stores. So be sure to check that out. So the May 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A airs live Sunday, May 22nd at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Get those questions in now. Hey everyone, Aqua Alex here, owner and founder of Aquatic Wetline, inviting you to the second episode of Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable, hosted by me, Aqua Alex, and my co-host, Steve from Steve's Aquatic. Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable had a successful debut last month, and now we're ready for our second episode. The second episode of Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable airs live Tuesday, May 24th, 2022 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be a fun time. Our special guest is once again going to be South and Central American Cichlid keeper and breeder James Anthony. James Anthony loves his South and Central American cichlids. Our topic is going to be our favorite South American cichlids. James, Steve, and I will all talk about our favorite South American cichlids. Will we have the same taste in South American cichlids, or will it be different? You're going to have to tune in to find out. We'll talk about how to care for these cichlids and more. It's going to be a fun time. And if you know me, you know I love South American fish, and especially South American cichlids. Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable episode on South American cichlids airs live Tuesday, May 24th, 2022 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on the legendary Alex Cardinale YouTube channel, hosted by Aqua Alex and Steve from Steve's Aquatics, featuring South and Central American cichlid keeper James Anthony. So we'll see you on Aquatic Wetline, May 24th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Ted! Sergeant Alex Cardinale here, inviting you to be a part of the inaugural Memorial Day 2022 Bash, hosted by me, Sergeant Alex Cardinale. The inaugural Memorial Day Bash airs live Monday, May 30th, 2022 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. The 2022 Memorial Day Bash is being hosted by me, Sergeant Alex Cardinale. And on the Memorial Day 2022 Bash, I will discuss the history of Memorial Day, and I will discuss why we celebrate Memorial Day. We're going to pay our respects to all the brave men and women out there fighting for us and this great country. USA! USA! Also on the inaugural Memorial Day Bash, I am going to address the veterans. Yes, that's right, Sergeant Alex Cardinale is going to address the veterans. We're also going to have a very special guest. That's right, we're going to have a very special guest. Former Army member James Anthony will be our very first guest for the first time ever on a holiday bash. That's going to be incredible. So we're going to speak to a former Army member as we pay our respects to the United States of America men and women who serve in our Army and in our military. There's also going to be an appearance by Chef Alex Cardinale, and Chef Alex is going to give you the best recipes to make for the veterans in your life. There'll also be an appearance by Aqua Alex, and Aqua Alex will talk about how fish tanks can help veterans. And if Chef Alex and Aqua Alex don't do the right thing, I'm going to have to put them in the camel clutch and the cobra clutch. Maggots. So the inaugural Memorial Day 2022 Bash goes down live Monday, May 30th, 2022, live 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. Come join me as we pay our respects to the United States military men and women, all those who serve, past or present. Don't be a maggot. Be there and be square, and let's pay respect to all the great military men and women. And that's an order. You're all dismissed.